Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I wanted to break this as a breaking news story and I started uploading the video and 7.5 hours later I still had 40% left to download. So yeah, the internet's a little slow out here folks in the middle of Alaska, but Royal Caribbean, they've updated their protocols already. A little while ago, they announced that they are opening their cruises to unvaccinated passengers in U.S. ports. Great news, right? But only from certain ports. For instance, Los Angeles, we had Galveston, we had New Orleans. On sailings 5 nights or less, you no longer had to do a test to get on board, and they were welcoming back unvaccinated travelers as well. But, you know, they would still have to take a test at home. Okay, that's fine. Well, they've already updated that almost before it took effect, shall we say. So here's the new rules. They are now accepting unvaccinated passengers on all sailings from U.S. and European ports, with the exception of those who are going to countries that require you to be vaccinated, like Singapore, like Canada, etc. So those you have to take into account. But these now include sailings out of Fort Lauderdale and Tampa and Miami. Anything out of Florida, you can now sail unvaccinated, and they've changed the testing as well. You no longer need to be tested if you're on a sailing 9 nights or less. So anything less than a 10-night sailing, you no longer have to show a test. Unless you're unvaccinated. Then you have to show a test. And again, these tests now you're allowed to just do a home test. They don't have to be proctored. They don't have to be from a pharmacy. It's basically the honor system is what they're going with. And it's good and it's bad. I think it's ridiculous to think that they're just going to allow you to take a picture of a home test and show that as proof that you've done a test. Because let's face it, I have a home test at home that's negative. I have a home test at home that's positive. I could use either one for the rest of my life until they stop asking for it. So it's not really doing anything at all as far as the testing part is concerned. If you're going to open up, like I always said, just open up. If you're going to ask for tests, just don't ask for tests. Whatever you want to do. But this is going to make a big difference. For instance, another place that they're opening up from is sailings on the Oasis of the Seas out of New Jersey. Well, I'm on a cruise. I'm on a 7-day cruise in September. Now I don't have to show a test when I get there because I'm fully vaccinated. And they do make a headline of saying, in some places, up-to-date passengers. For instance, in Europe, if your vaccines are not up to date, which means the boosters, according to the government over there, you will have to take a test on board before you can get off in Greece or Spain as requirements. But at least you're still able to get on the ship. So these are good things. Like I said, Holland American Princess came out and said sailing 15 nights or less, other than transatlantic crossings and the Panama Canal, you don't need to show a test anymore, and they're going 9 nights. They're doing it very little bit here, a little bit there, but they're coming fast. They're coming within like 2 weeks of each other, these announcements. And I expect definitely by the end of September, you're pretty much going to see all these rules disappear. Unless there is a huge, huge uptick in cases everywhere across the world and across the globe, and especially in North America. I think all of these testing requirements and all of these protocols are just going to go finally disappear, and we're all going to be able to sail together, and we're all going to be able to just go and have fun and cruise and not have to worry about do they accept 2 doses as fully vaccinated? Do I have to have 3 doses? Well, it's been almost 2 years. Do I need 4 doses? Do I need the Omicron dose that they're coming out with now this fall that's specific for the Omicron virus? There's so many things that you have to watch and listen to and figure out for your cruise. Hey, I'm leaving on a cruise out of Seattle. I don't need to tell. Oh, wait a minute. It stops in Victoria, BC. That's Canada. I do need to test. You see what I mean? It's still very confusing. And having the dates, well, you can sail 9 days or less, and you can sail out of these ports. It makes it very, very confusing. And I recommend to every single person out there, double check your particular sailing. Don't listen to myself I can give you the overall scope of what they're trying to do, but every individual sailing can change from a moment's notice. And I gotta tell you, I know who's tired of the protocols. The people who are tired of protocols are the cruisers, because I'm on an Alaskan cruise right now, and every day they're reminding, this is, you have to wear a mask everywhere on board. Cases are on the rise in Alaska, everybody. Oh, by the way, this event is a sip and cover. You can drink in here, but you pull your mask down, sip, pull it back. Nobody's doing it. Very few people are doing it. Nobody's wearing a mask. They're walking around. Nobody's stopping them from walking around. The only time they're ever stopped walking around is when they come onto the ship. And then once they're through security, people just yank it off and walk around. As far as the events are concerned, I'd say 3/4 of the people aren't wearing masks. People are tired of the protocols now and just want to cruise. They don't want anything hindering their cruise. I just warning you right now, if you're going to go on a cruise and you expect, it's supposed to be masks and we're going to be okay, it's not necessarily going to be masks. Because I'll tell you, all the stories I've been hearing from people on the different Alaska cruises and things like that, nobody's wearing masks neither, and it's no different on here. I don't know how many times they mentioned it now, and I've only been on the ship a couple days. They definitely, no one really cares, and they're not enforcing it. There's too many of them, of us, and not enough of them to enforce it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, that's the rules. That's the changes in protocol from Royal Caribbean. Only a couple weeks old since they changed it last time, but now it's not 5 nights or less, it's 9 nights or less. And also, it now includes Florida, and it includes the Oasis of the Seas out of Cape Liberty. So, yeah, more changes are coming. And a lot of that changes is because the Caribbean islands are opening up and not requiring vaccines or testing as well. Cayman Islands just did it, and more and more are doing it. Now, we need Bermuda to open up, and that'll be one of the big ones to get everybody else on board. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.